So Bacher came, actually, it's a shayla in Yeshiva. Bacher comes to me that he ate supper, he ate fleshik, or he ate some fleshik in his room, and he wanted to know, the Yeshiva made shakshuka, Baruch Hashem, for those who like shakshuka. So the shayla was, can he eat the shakshuka that was made in the Yeshiva, made in the baked or warmed up in the milchike oven, once he is fleshik? So he came, actually, we'll get to the details in a minute, but he came with an interessante svara. He said, I ate the shakshuka for breakfast already in the morning, and I didn't taste any tam cholav. So, but I ate it already, so they were saying Te'imas Yisrael. We know you're not saying Te'imas goy. If you have a Isser fell in, you give it to a goy, you can't be saying Mechanim. Oh, but the din is doch that bedieved akoponim were saying Te'imas Yisrael. So he was tiny, it's a bedieved. I ate it, I tasted it. There was no tam cholav, even if there was zayir or dirt, etc. in the oven. So b'meila I'm allowed to eat it after I'm fleshing. So let's first talk about the tznodim before the te'ima. So if the oven was dirty, the shakshuka creates zayir, and therefore the shakshuka becomes now like a tafshil shel gvina. If you hold, I think I mentioned in one of the previous divrei Torah that there's a shaila if zayah makes it into a tafshil or not. But let's assume for a second that zayah does make it into a tafshil shel gvina. So if it's a tafshil shel gvina, even according to the mechaber, if you're fleshik, you cannot eat a tafshil shel gvina. The mefarshim bring this clear, although it's not said in the mechaber, it's in the peites. He says if you ate a tafshil shel basar, which only has tam basar, you don't become fleshik. But all the achreinim write that if you are fleshik, you certainly cannot eat anything that's milchik. In other words, if you ate a tafshil shel basar, it doesn't make you fleshik because there's no basar sheben shinayim, and it's not moishik tam. But if you ate real flesh, you can't eat anything that's milchik. So let's assume the shakshuka became now a tafshil shel gvina. You ate flesh. You certainly cannot eat this shakshuka. But this bacher wanted a taina lochayda there could be shishim, even if the kli was dirty. Let's say the pan wasn't cleaned well by the goyim in the yeshiva, so b'meila there's a little bit of mamoshes. So therefore, there's probably going to be shishim. And even if there was no shishim, since it's not a tafshil mamish, it'll only aser the surface where it touched the flesh, where it touched the dirt, the cheese, or whatever, if it's dirty. And it only aser that surface, only made that milchik. And since I don't know which part I ate, so it's probably bottle baroiv, because most of the shakshuka certainly doesn't have any tam from the mamoshes, even if there's no shishim, because it only asered the surface where it is. B'meila is bottle baroiv. So b'meila, when I take a shakshuka, I'm allowed to eat it. So mitzad that svara, actually that's a good svara be'etzem, mi'ikra din. Sure, if it was dirty and it's not a liquid tafshil, it only asers that surface. And therefore, if you don't know that you're eating the place of the surface, it says clearly in poskim that even on one chaticha, if one spot becomes aser, and you don't know where that spot is, it's bottle baroiv. It's a clear b'kiveger, clear primigodim, and so mitzad that svara, yesh mokim lahatir. The problem is that if the oven was dirty and there was zayah, so then the whole thing now became, so to speak, a tafshil shel gvina, and therefore you should not eat it after flesh. Of course, this is all a chatchila, but daftach l'shes and the shakshuka after flesh. Bedieved b'shas atchak, again, you could start to taina that there's not enough zayah. You could taina that zayah doesn't turn a mamish into a tafshil. It's different when you get zayah. There are different svaras to speak about to try to be mekel. But I want to also address the nekuta that he wanted to say that there was Te'imas Yisrael because he tasted it in the morning and a beferish didn't taste like milk. So the din of Te'imas Yisrael, which is only mutter b'di'evet, doesn't mean b'di'evet you tasted it. Because oy bazoi, anytime you cut an onion with a fleshik knife and you took a bite in the onion for whatever reason, not in order to put it in cheese, and b'di'evet it didn't taste like flesh, so that's called now b'di'evet, and you could go ahead and use it l'chatchila with flesh or vice versa. That's not the pshat b'di'evet. Pshat b'di'evet would have meant that if the shakshuka fell into flesh, now the shaila is b'di'evet, do you have to throw out the meichel because it's made it aser? So you say, hey, I remember I tasted it before, and it didn't taste like milk. That's when b'di'evet you could be saying Te'imas Yisrael. When the problem already happened. B'di'evet doesn't mean when you already tasted it, you could be saying on your te'ima. So the fact that he tasted the shakshuka in the morning is certainly not a svara to be mekel, that now you can go ahead and eat the shakshuka. Had the shakshuka been mixed with flesh already, and the fact that he didn't taste the milk, didn't taste the milk, you could be saying Te'imas Yisrael. If we hold, you could be saying on any yid, and not dafke mumche.